Hey, it's BDK here, and today on our little corner of my little show called BDK's Corner, we're talking about something very powerful in cedh, tutors versus drawing. Which is more powerful? Short answer, it depends. Long answer, it depends with extra steps. So let's get into one of the steps. Let's say you're in a scenario where you have the ability to wheel and get yourself a full grip of 7 new cards, or you can tutor. What would be the best bet in there? Well, based on table composition, let's say there's a Derevi here, uh, Brasios Tavesh there, and a cedh here. You kind of have to be very careful because any of those actions you may take in terms of mass trying to accrue value will definitely hurt you. For example, you can wheel and any of the players playing blue-black or black can just flash in any number of things, like Notion Thief, Alms Collector. He's white, but you get the idea. And what's the other one? Oh, that stupid Bowmasters, Orcish Bowmasters. Please ban that card. Or Unbent Hullbreacher, just so I don't have to deal with it anymore. I'm okay with that. Or potentially flash in Smothering Tithe for some reason. And you run the risk of, when you have something like mass draw, you run the risk of incurring the ire of the draw hate. However, if you do the same thing with tutors, you run the risk of incurring the ire of tutor hate in the form of stuff like the New River Song, Archivist's Ogma, Avon Mindsetter, and Opposition Agent. Most of those aren't really bad, with the exception of Opposition Agent. I hate that card, but he's fine. He can stay. And so you have to be really mindful of when you go for your accruing of value in these circumstances and scenarios, because, and going back to the tournament I'm at, I literally lost 2 games because another player wheeled us out of good cards and wheeled one of the opponents into a win con. And it wasn't the opponent who was playing the wheel, it was the guy in front of me. So I literally watched him just dominate the game because nobody could do anything because he had a full grip of 7 of some of his best cards. And I just sat there just like, am I suffering? I can't do anything if they don't want to do anything about this. So I watched as we got beat to death by a Bowman and whatever Shieldred is. I'm just going to say Praetor, because Big Goth Spider Mommy sounds super weird, and I don't want to say that ever again. So please don't have me say that ever again. Big Goth Spider Mommy, Big Goth Spider Mommy, Big Goth Spider Mommy sounds super weird, and I don't want to say that ever again. So please don't have me say that ever again. But yeah, that's how that game went. And another game, same thing happened. Wheel, everybody pitches their stuff, and we wheel the Kinnan player into his win cons. And I couldn't do anything about it because all my counter spells were, much like one of my favorite counter spells, washed away. So, moral of the story is you really have to be careful about accruing value and doing it at the right time and knowing your outs. Typically, though, I'm gonna search my library because I would much rather eat an opposition agent, have that be on the field, kill it in response, than have to deal with any of the other draw hate things. I hate them so much. Unless they ban Hullbreacher, because at this point, he's fine. I don't care. Make them stop drawing cards because, geez Louise, they're drawing so many cards still. So, moral of this story is, it depends on which is stronger, tutor or draw. Unless you are just a terrible person, and then they're just both really good, or you just greedy. Other moral of the story, please don't be greedy. And third moral of the story, please just unban Hullbreacher at this point, RC. He's not worse than anything else people are doing, so he can come off the list. And this isn't because I have a bunch of them in somewhere stored away in a corner. This is literally just because I'm absolutely tired of seeing Orcish Bowmasters go off because everybody's just like, well, I'll just draw in response. So that's going to be it for me in this little rant. This has been VDK. Have a good night, y'all.